That
Yeah,
was
See
next one.
You.
See You.
See
Oh
You
boy.
is not great. Not. I didn't know it was such a bad song until we played it on Rock Band,
I
but
know.
it's not. It's so annoying.
I couldn't contain my
Good it
laughter.
is to see you. You just goes on for like ever. You.
I know at the end it's just see you over and over and over again.
Yeah, I
See you.
don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
Love is a weapon, God is an animal. Forgive all the
Okay, here we go. Back in business again.
Back in business again.
Another album review on the Boys Review. It's been almost a month.
In 1 week.
It's been a week. That's for another
It has
review.
been a month, hasn't it?
It's been a month, but we
Is
have
it?
good reason this time. We were both away on vacation. We were both away on trips. So
No.
so yeah,
Yeah.
but it's good to be back. And today we're doing another album. I think this is like technically our second Foo Fighters album review, but like our third review with Dave Grohl in it. So
Yeah.
I guess you can tell we're pretty big Foo Fighters fans. And but this
Oh,
is
it is. Yeah, I guess it is.
it
I
is,
didn't think of
yeah.
it.
But
Oh,
this one is this one's a really special one because I think we performed this one on Rock Band a few weeks ago, and I
Yeah.
think it gave us an appreciation, which was really nerdy to admit.
yeah, we do
It's
this thing.
2022, and
Play albums on a Rock Band
we're covering albums on
in
Rock
our
Band.
30s.
Yeah. But I mean, I maintain it was a lot of fun. Actually, kind of made me appreciate like how varied this album is, because
Yeah.
so I guess we'll get in the backstory of this album. This is the Foo Fighters' second full length album
Yeah.
after their first one, their self-titled one, Foo Fighters. And this is the album where I think it was probably the first album with the main lineup that they've had now until Taylor Hawkins.
I think so. Yeah. I don't think Taylor Hawkins is on this one though. I think from what I understand, it's mainly Dave, and then there's like a few other people.
Right. Okay. You're right. It's not actually. He's only on he's only on additional tracks, but
Exactly.
It's the three. They were the Dave Grohl, Pat Smear, and Nate Mendel. I think Pat Smear left of this album, and then he came back later.
Yeah, and then he came back from
Right.
Wasting Light.
And they had like William Goldsmith, who left.
Yeah.
It's another album that was kind of like almost didn't. I don't know if the stories that it almost didn't get recorded, but
I don't know. Yeah, those first two albums are like basically just all Dave Grohl. It's not to be mean to the rest of the band, but I still think they're like the two best ones. Like Wasting Light is really good too, but
for sure.
Yeah,
It's both impressive that it's all Dave Grohl, but at the same time, it's like when it's the Dave show, it's kind of like, does anybody else perform in this album, or does anybody else perform on the Foo Fighters?
I think it gives it a personal touch though. Like this,
yeah,
this is probably the most personal Foo Fighters album.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't always work, but definitely personal.
But it's certainly personal, and I think this is probably one of the ones with I think it's their best-selling album in the United States.
Yeah,
had sold like 2 million copies, and it's considered to be like a seminal rock album now. I haven't seen it on like any top lists or anything, but it's pretty influential. It would define a lot of the like I think the first album they were still kind of like finding their sound. I think they really kind of found their sound on this one. The first album was still very grungy.
Their first one's really, it's charming, but it's like a demo, you know, it's really, almost like a demo. But this one just sounds like the Foo Fighters.
It's a little more polished, I think. It's a little more polished, and like I think that the cool thing is that you can see the track listing was apparently designed to resemble a therapy session. Like there's the up-tempo tracks and there's the ballads to reflect the conflicting emotions. Some of the first recordings like didn't go super well. The band had to like get rid of a lot of the recordings, and they had to like take a break and then regroup. And Goldsmith left at one point, so it's an album that's kind of like Rumors in the sense there's a lot of turmoil, a lot of up and down.
Yeah, it's a lot of baggage on this one. I think wasn't he going through a divorce? It's like his divorce album.
I think so too. I think he was married around that time when he was divorced. I think so. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a bit of the backstory. I guess we can get into the track listings. I mean one of the things, oh yeah, well, this is something Nate Mendel said. While recording this record, 2 marriages fell apart. We lost a drummer. Someone nearly went to jail.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and we discovered late in the day that record making is hellishly expensive and best done with a budget prepared beforehand.
Oh. Oh, that's kind of humanizing, though.
It is though, right?
It's an amazing album. Still had so many like obstacles.
Exactly. Like they were broke musicians at one point, and
yeah, kind of gives it like a I don't know, more of a raw feel.
Mhm.
It's kind of funny though because Dave Grohl was in Nirvana, so it's not like he was like coming from nothing here. But like, what happened to all his money? I don't know. But anyway,
what happened to that? Yeah,
maybe that divorce was really bad. You know, I don't know. Too soon? I don't know.
Too soon.
Sorry, Dave.
No, maybe. That's a theory.
I mean, he must be over it. He has to sing these songs all the time. So.
It's been 25 years. I mean, they've gone past.
It has been 25 years. It's crazy.
It's crazy. That makes everyone feel a little older, right?
I know. I listened to this in high school all the time.
Right. This is a great high school album. I was turned on. I think you turned me on to this in high school too, or I borrowed it from you. I'm not sure. Did you have the CD?
I did. Yeah, I had it.
Yeah, you did. Okay, I'm glad you did because I borrowed this one on the first album from you, and then I'm not sure maybe the third one, but I was just trying to listen to all this music, and so I got stuff from you, my cousins, and yeah,
it's a different time. Borrow CDs.
I know. You could say that CDs were worth something. Now they seem so archaic. But
yeah,
right.
Anyway, that's another topic. Let's keep going.
Anyways, so I guess we'll start with Doll, and
that's a song.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know if we can review
it's
Doll
a good intro
on its own because it kind of like it goes into Monkey Wrench.
Yeah, on its own, it's nothing, but as an intro, yeah, it does the trick.
But I love it as the intro because again, it kind of like softens you up a little bit, and then Monkey Wrench just is like hits you right in the face.
Yeah, it's like a monkey wrench.
Basically. We're big on metaphors tonight. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Doll is like it involves the fear of entering into situations unprepared.
Wow. Did you come up with that, or is that like
no? I read that. I was doing my research. But you can sense it. Also, I mean, come on. You know what's hilarious? I think it's his voice. His voice is so soft. He's like, I wasn't quite prepared.
Yeah, it's something funny about Dave Grohl.
There is something funny about Dave Grohl with his soft voice.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, something comedic about it.
Anyway, Doll's a track.
Doll's a track. And then there's Monkey Wrench. And that's just a relationship song. It's an awesome song.
Yeah, the scream in the middle with the one last chance before that's just awesome.
It's quintessential Foo Fighters. It's quintessential.
Yeah, it is.
It's quintessential Foo Fighters. You can't get much more Foo Fighters than that.
There's at least 25 other songs where he does that, but I'd argue this is the best one. This is where he gets it.
No, I agree. I just love I love the part where he's also like, but he's like whispering into the microphone or something, or like temper or something. But it's just it's more funny in the video, I guess. And the video is really 90s, like the Red Room and stuff, and like it looks like a Dishwalla music video.
That's an obscure reference.
Very meta. That's not meta. That's a very obscure reference.
It would be meta if you were in Dishwalla.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I don't know what meta means. Moving on.
Anyway, this is a highlight. It's a good one.
It's one of the best ones
live
for sure.
Live when you play it live, so good.
Oh, it's crazy.
That's a mosh pit one.
It is for sure. It's a fast number. It's very up tempo. And then the next one is, I think, Hey Johnny
It's
Park.
actually my favorite song on the album.
Really?
It is, yeah. I know you think it might be Everlong, but I love the song. It's so good. Like,
But it's great. I love it too.
The dynamics are
Yeah.
amazing. Like,
Yeah.
he clearly like learned from Cobain on this one, but
Yes. That's where I hear the Pixies influence the most.
yeah, there's something angsty and tortured and like, yeah, if Monkey Wrench is like angry and accusatory, then this one is like almost apologetic and like tortured and like, oh man, I'm sorry I screwed up so bad.
It's very it's like he says it's about a series of 15 different things. Like Johnny Park is like one of his childhood friends or something.
Yeah, I don't know what it means, but
it's about he named the song after him in hopes that he would like restore contact with him or something.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I can see that.
Yeah. And actually I think that's I like this song too. I think it was another song that really sold me on the album because obviously you have the like Everlong and Monkey Wrench and My Hero, but I mean Hey Johnny Park is pretty close second to all of those, honestly.
Yeah, like a lot of Foo Fighter albums are just like the singles are great, and then there's a bunch of okay songs, sometimes good songs.
For
This
sure.
one's so good.
I know it's great. It's got great melody. It's got a great chorus. It's honestly one of the most underrated tracks in the album.
Yeah.
And there's My Poor Brain.
Sounds kind of funny, but
This is where it's like this is a blackout. I
I
think it's this one.
Yeah. This is a blackout.
I love the chorus of it. It's also really fun to yell at the top of your lungs.
Yeah, there's something goofy about it, but also angsty. Like, I don't know, maybe it's a Dave Grohl thing. Like, he's always angsty, but he's such a like carefree, nice guy that I don't know. It's not edgy. You know what I mean?
It's the
weird.
calmer dynamics, like he's
really good at like doing that. Like, you can rock out to him, but you never feel like you're still the nice guy.
Exactly. He's not trying to like bang you over the head with his instrument, right?
It's just like I don't know.
There's a certain sense
it's about
of
being stupid and doing something stupid. I don't know.
Your brain working against you.
Yeah.
Like all our brains do.
Yeah.
That's what I got from it.
Yeah.
And apparently he likened the disparity in sound changes from like it was like going from the Jackson 5 to Black Sabbath, which is an interesting jump.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything more different than the two. Okay. And the next one we got Wind Up. Wind Up is great too.
Yeah,
I love the
honestly,
lyrics.
the first these first 5 or 6 songs are so good back to back too. They're just like, what's wrong with this animal? That's so good.
Yeah, I love that part. Have you never seen me wind up? I love that part. Apparently, it's about the subject matter is pretty good too. It's about successful musicians who complain about their lives to the press.
Wow,
He was like,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
well, there's
That
two
sounds like
sides:
Kurt
the reluctant
Cobain,
rock
but-
star and the prying journalist. It's like both sides,
Yeah.
just right. Actually, it's kind of interesting seeing him talk about these songs because you never really hear much about them, but there actually is a story to some of these. Like I thought like the Foo Fighters were just a band that just recorded songs and left them open to interpretation, like
Yeah, I just always thought they were like a hook band, and they
like
just
Matchbox
never,
20 would or something, or
Yeah, like a lot of the songs I really don't know what they're talking about half the time. It's just kind of like anthem, like they just like it's an anthem.
exactly just like generic 90s alternative stuff, like
A little bit.
where you could just sing about pickles and you could have just a really catchy few chords and everyone would be like, oh my god, this is so deep, right? Like this is a masterclass in lyric writing, something that like our friends Dishwalla would do. Okay, we gotta stop talking about Dishwalla. That's for another episode. Then we got Up in Arms. It's funny, Dave Grohl compared it to a Knack song.
What song?
And like the The Knack, My Sharona.
Oh, a Knack. I heard an Axe song.
An Axe.
Oh yeah, okay, okay, maybe. The beginning is like more like soft-spoken Dave Grohl, and then it goes.
Right.
Yeah, okay, I could hear it.
It's just a pop song. That's what he described it. It's like a simple pop song.
Now I am up in arms again. Yeah.
Apparently, at the last line, instead of saying "always come back," I cannot forget you, girl, is "always come back, I cannot forget you, Gil," in reference to their producer Gil Norton.
It would have been a bad line. I'm glad they took that out. I mean, the girl is a little cheese, but
Gil.
no, Gil. There's a reason the name Gil doesn't appear in a lot of pop songs.
It's not a really
reminds me
fun.
of like the salesman from like The Simpsons, like good old Gil.
Gil. Like... No, it's not a fun pop name. I don't know.
No,
it sounds like a producer name.
Yeah, it's my manager, Gil Roberts.
Gil Robert or Brian. Brian is a manager name.
My manager, Brian Adams.
The manager, Brian. I was thinking of Brian Eno. It's like Brian Eno is like one of those guys. Like I don't know what he does, but I've heard his name so many times in music.
He's a producer.
Yeah, exactly.
He's also the keyboard player from Roxy Music.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but he's always that guy that like appears. You're like, oh, he's kind of like Rick Rubin. You know, Rick Rubin's just like everywhere. Like, are all these studios next to each other? Like, how did he get there so fast? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go do a session with Slayer, and then I'm gonna go meet Jay-Z. It's like, what?
What?
Oh, okay. Anyway, it's off
Yeah.
topic.
Anyways, you're going off topic here, but
oh boy, My Hero.
My Hero is
that's a classic rock song that you're gonna hear probably at least once a day on the radio. I like it though. The drums are awesome on that one. Like,
I just love the subject matter. It's like because Dave Grohl didn't grow up with like athletes and ordinary people. We're just his hero, and it's a great message. It's like ordinary people you can rely on. That's I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one. I guess I think it's one. It's one of the singles off the album, so it's one of the most popular tracks.
Yeah, and it sounds what I like about it's not like cloying or pretentious or I don't know. It's not what's the word for it? It's not like it doesn't look down on these type of people. Like you believe Dave Grohl could be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just so down to earth. He just happens to be in a famous band, so he pulls it off well. Like if it was like I don't know, I can't think of a pop star doing this song. It'd be like, yeah, I don't
that's what helps you connect with Dave. I think that's one of the reasons why he's so popular is that he's so relatable. He's like everyone's favorite rock dad. Although now he's like everywhere, but I mean,
so he's relatable. He's just like he's kind of like a working man's band, like a very much like Tom Petty. I always think of him as like Tom Petty, just this like nice guy who has a band, and it's not like mind blowing or groundbreaking, but all the songs just like kind of hit you in like they hit the average person really well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's unpretentious and
And My Hero is a good example of that for sure.
Yeah.
So that was next one. See You.
Oh boy, is not great. I didn't know it was such a bad song until we played it on Rock Band, but
I know
it's so annoying.
I couldn't contain my laughter.
Good it is to see you. You just goes on for like ever. You.
I know at the end it's just see you over and over and over again.
Yeah, I
see you.
Don't know what's going on there.
I don't know. You only realize how bad it is when you
play it.
When you play it and you
You're
sing
like,
it.
Oh. Yeah, it's kind of filler on the album, but yeah.
I thought it was really catchy. So it's one of the
I
think it is catchy. It's one of the weaker ballads on the album.
It's a ballad? I don't know what it is.
I don't really know.
It's
a softer number.
It's so whiny.
I know. I don't know if
There's
I
a lot
qualify
of.
as a
You ever
ballad.
notice there's a lot of Foo Fighter songs that just have the word "you" in it? It's kind of the like. It's a lot of songs that have the word "you" in it, but like "you" is the main part of like is the hook always like rope. You know, rope wasting
Yeah.
light. How does that go?
I'm pulling on
Uh,
you.
I'm pulling on you. There's so many songs like that. You know, walking after you.
I know.
It's like me and
Kind of sounds like Bono.
you.
Me and you. Sounds like Bono when you just. Well, that's him yelling "yeah" more than anything. But
Yeah, I guess
you,
some rock stars have their I don't know
they
things
do.
do all the time. This is Dave Grohl's.
Well,
You.
actually, the more the lyric that I've heard more than once, the Foo Fighters is like "down and out again" and "down and out, my friend." I've heard that like multiple times. I've heard that all one by one. Where else have I heard it? I don't know. I want to find it because it's really funny. Because you hear it once, and it seems harmless, but then you hear it again, it's like, okay, this is self plagiarism. And I mean, look, I couldn't record an album to save my life, but I mean, I it's okay. It's fine. You're allowed to inspire. I have a friend who described it as inspiring themselves, but there's some bands who get away with plagiarizing themselves, and
Yeah.
it's just when you hear it, let's just put it this way: the Foo Fighters are not the worst offenders. They're way worse. Like Iron Maiden and Metallica are like they have plagiarized themselves over and over and over again. AC/DC is one of the biggest offenders, but you know they're in on it and you know what they're doing, and they do it really, really, really well.
Yeah.
I would argue.
Mhm.
So that was it for CU. There's really not much else to say about CU.
Now,
Uh,
enough
and there's-
spaces.
it's about one of Dave Grohl's favorite films, Arizona Dream.
Arizona Dream. Wow, I never heard that.
I know, right? It's a movie you
I
think
don't
you.
even know what that is.
I don't know either.
And
But
I
it's-
was like raising Arizona. Like
I know. I would think so too. It's about it has and apparently Johnny Depp and Jerry Lewis and Faye Dunaway are
this
in
is
it.
so random.
I know. This is the first time I've heard of it. It's very
It's
90s too.
Johnny Depp, Jerry Lewis, and Faye Dunaway. What a random cast that is. What?
And the rest I've never heard of. Lily Taylor, Vincent Gallo, and Paulino Poroskova.
This looks like the most 90s movie I've ever seen.
It's a surrealist indie comedy drama film.
So it's garbage. No. No, I'm kidding. It
Probably.
looks pretty good. It tells me nothing about the film. Anyway,
Anyways,
does
it's
that
just
destroy my enjoyment of the song? No,
no.
not really.
But the song itself is great. It's so therapeutic to have him just yell enough space, like the way Dave does it.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much the whole song. The whole song is space.
Basically,
Space.
the guy just screams his lungs out. I don't understand how he does that.
Yeah,
for
sometimes
90
it's
minutes a night.
impressive. Seems like a bit of a crutch though at this point. It's like
Yeah.
honestly, enough space and see you don't really need to be there. I'm gonna be honest. Like they could cut these next 3 songs and it would have been a way better album.
I would argue that okay, yes. However, nothing with the next one, which is
Oh yeah.
February Stars. That
Enough
one needs
Space,
to go.
yeah. That one is the true dud of the album. It's
They-
so bad. Like I get why it's there. I get why like they needed that kind of song
Yeah.
there, but it's not good. It just goes
No.
on forever and it takes forever to get to the chorus, and the chorus is just him yelling February stars.
I
don't
know.
what that means.
I know. Again, I didn't. I mean, I knew it wasn't one of my favorites, but it was really when we performed it. Performed it. We played it on Rock Band. I was like, this song sucks.
Yeah, it's
This song
so-
sucks.
It's such a drag.
Such a drag to
on
get through.
Ever.
But that's the thing. This album is so good, and then you have this in here. And I don't want to say it sinks the album a little bit, but
It
you said,
does.
you're right. It
Yeah,
does.
It does. It does. Like,
Unfortunately-
honestly, though, you could just put "Walking After You" there, and it would have
Yeah.
been better. Like, honestly, Like change it up. Put Walking After You there. Switch Everlong around and New Way Home at the ending. Like that's so much better.
I know.
Like
I know.
Enough Space and See You aren't great, but they're harmless. They're not hurting anyone. February Stars is boring.
It's
Like
brutal.
it has actively stopped me from finishing this album on many occasions. Like I was just like, "Whoa, is this bad? What is it?" Like when I owned this CD, I would skipped it. I was like, "No,
Yeah.
no."
I don't even like
Try.
his singing on it. I find there's like a really like growly part when he's singing. I don't know. I don't even like the vocals on it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like leading up to this big chorus that just doesn't feel earned or doesn't even happen, and I don't know why it's happening.
and
it's-
I don't even know what it's about.
Honestly,
either.
no. It feels like it's supposed to be a cathartic moment for the album, but
It's
we have
it's,
Everlong. Why would we need this? Like, I don't know.
it's the most vague thing. The lyrics of February Stars are said to be about hanging on by the tips of your fingers and hoping you don't slip and fall.
Lame. That's lame.
Ugh.
That's the most cliched thing I've ever
Ugh.
heard. Okay. Anyway.
Anyways,
Go on and on about that.
yeah, that song is a drag. We don't like it. Sorry, Foos. Boo.
Boom.
Then we've got Everlong, which is yes.
Oh, that
okay.
song sucks. No, I'm kidding. Who likes that song?
Who likes that song? Ugh. No.
Everlong is great.
Easily one of their worst songs.
Sucks.
Hate
So
it.
bad. Yeah. No. I don't know what to say about it. It's been everyone knows this song. Come on. Honestly, I do feel it's a bit overplayed at this point. Like
I think so too.
I am personally tired of it, but I can still recognize it's an amazing song. It's so well written, so heartfelt.
It's a beautiful song. It really is.
it's
The
got
music
that
video is
cool,
great.
like,
It's yeah.
That down tuning riff at the beginning, and then like, oh man.
And even the drumming too, like Taylor Hawkins keeps this like crazy hi-hat
You mean
beat
Dave
going. Sorry, Dave Grohl, excuse me.
Grohl? Good old yeah.
This is
there.
crazy hi-hat beat going, and it's a classic. Obviously, it's one of their best songs, but again, it's like one of those songs that is just like really overplayed.
Yeah, it's like a
So-
90s like staple.
exactly.
Any best of 90s playlist, you're gonna find it.
You're gonna find Everlong everywhere.
I think
pretty
even
much.
Bob Dylan said it was an amazing song. It's like, oh, it's one of my favorites. So
Let's say no.
if that crusty boomer says, I'm joking. I like Bob Dylan.
But if Bob Dylan likes it, then
If Bob
you know.
Dylan likes it, then
Yeah.
Okay.
You know it's too mainstream.
yeah.
So then we're on to Walking After You. Oh my gosh, the song is hilarious.
It's funny, but I like it. I don't know what it is.
Me too.
It's a bit long. But
Mhm.
I don't know. It does the trick better than February Stars. It's
Mm.
just, it's kind of there's something sadly pathetic about it, but it's not in a funny way. It's just like, oh, that's sad. Just like wherever you go, I'm gonna walk after you. It's a little creepy, actually.
Yeah. It is. But
I
as
just
a-
I like the image of it. It's not even like running. Most songs are like, I'm gonna run after you. This one, he's just like, he's barely trying. He's just walking after someone. That's just, you're not gonna catch him.
I know.
Maybe that's the point.
It's just
I
the
don't know.
lyrics that are so funny. Like
Yeah, walking after
you. Another heart is cracked into.
Yeah, some of the
I'm
rhyme
on your
schemes
back.
in Foo Fighters, you can call them or see them coming like a mile away. You're like, oh, he's gonna rhyme you with two for the 20th time, and me and C. Oh,
Yeah.
See what I
Well,
did there?
especially Walking After You.
Yeah,
You know the U is coming
you can see that you coming a mile.
a
away.
mile away.
I mean,
yeah.
it's arguably walking after you. That you is just
It's pretty hard to miss.
You knew it was coming.
The lyrics are
Uh,
hilarious.
It's a good song.
It's a good
whatever.
song. I like it. And then New
All
Way
right,
Home.
New Way Home.
And
This one I used to love. I think it's one of my favorites.
I know. I think it's because it was the teenager thing. When you're a teenager,
Yeah, when you're a
And,
teenager, this song hits. I
you know,
don't know.
bad day at school, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna make it home okay. I'm gonna be fine. I'm
Yeah,
gonna get
it's
to
a
the end of this
walking
year.
home song. You're right. It is a walking home song.
It is a walking home
Song, like,
song.
coming back from school and you're angsty.
You just like kicked a garbage can on your way home, and
Yeah, it's a good ending, and it's optimistic and ends the album on a bright note. But oh my god, does it go on forever? It's like we get it. I'm not scared. I felt like this on
Oh, I
Friday.
know.
It goes on for 3.5 minutes, and it's like, okay, I like the dynamic crescendo there. Like I like how it's going up, but really just goes on forever. And it's good though. It just needs some slimming. Like it is a good ending. I think it's the best ending they could have had. But
Mm.
yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like
no,
I've been very critical at the end of this album. But
Well, I mean, I guess the ending is just kind of like, I think after February Stars, your patience is a little bit thin,
Yeah.
and New Way Home is again, it's good, but it just goes on and on and on and on and on, and you get the point after a while. And
yeah, it's a good ending though.
it's a good ending. I don't know. I mean, the color and the shape is like on
Nah,
the
I don't
Spotify
count.
version.
Yeah,
I don't
it's-
think that counts. It's like
I don't count it. It's not in the OG. It's just like an extra bonus track.
it's like the French limited edition, anyways. So it's not
Yeah.
like on this
It
one.
doesn't really end the album well, so I just don't count it. And it's just not very good either.
No.
To be honest, I don't like.
I don't remember as being like particularly memorable.
No,
No, I don't remember it being memorable at all.
but yeah, it's I don't know. Get a final verdict on this, I guess.
Guess if you know, 8 on 10.
Nice.
deserves-
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Hmm.
Like I think nostalgia, old me would have given it like a 9. But yeah, there's parts of this I just grew out of, I guess. And a lot of the structure and formats of the songs are kind of the same after a while. It gets kind of like tedious. It's like verse, chorus, verse, chorus. It's like really repetitive. But that said, there's amazing songs on here, like the best Foo Fighters songs ever. Like arguably, I don't know if they ever
For sure.
bettered some of these songs, to be honest. They're
Like outside of
classics
their-
for a reason.
Exactly. And outside of their greatest hits, I think it's one of their
Yeah,
best.
complete. Yeah, it's the most
complete albums. Like
Yeah.
I like this one better than what's There's Nothing Left to Lose, the next one, because that one's
Yeah,
got Learn to
I-
Fly on it, but
Yeah, I like I like that one. I find it underrated, but it does peter out, and like most 90s albums for some reason. Way too long.
Mhm.
Way too long.
Mhm.
Did not know how to edit in the 90s. It's brutal. Not that I love 90s albums, but man, if you were not good enough for 50 minutes, it showed.
yeah.
You did not have 50 minutes, it was a slog.
Oh yeah. It was rough. It was rough. I mean, you could see that on the album. Like, there's definitely some weaker tracks.
Yeah.
Songs that, you know, they could have probably trimmed a couple. But
Like,
again,
yeah,
it's like
why not make it like a 40-minute, 35-minute album? Like, say more with less, you know? But yeah, they didn't do that in the 90s. They just did not.
No.
That's the problem with a lot of albums in the 90s. I find they're just way too long. So long.
I know. You only realize them now. You look back and you're like, okay, if this is an album in the 2020s, they probably would have cut out some of these songs. There's so much filler.
Like before the 90s and after the 90s, that's what they did. Like they do that now because people don't have attention spans. Most people never even listen to an album. So it has to be like 35 minutes, if at all. So, but it's kind of a good thing. It's like more like the best of the best, cream of the crop. It's not just like, oh, we don't have to edit anything because CDs hold more. Okay, we won't. Here we go.
No, it's true though. It's yeah. Oh, especially with 90s alternative albums.
Yes.
there's some that just go on and on and on and on and on. Like if you went far enough into like, I don't know, like live bands like Live, Matchbox 20, Third Eye Blind, you'd find that there was like a few good songs in the album, but the
Yeah.
rest of it was just like 90s alternative filler. And I don't
Yeah.
know why. I don't really know why. No. Some bands just like, put only the ones only the good songs on there and that's it. It's like 7 or 8 good songs.
Yeah.
But 90s it's like 13 or 14 songs. It just never ends.
They're
So
not short either. So anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a
the
wrap.
foos.
That's the foos. And hopefully we'll do another foos review soon. Or guys have any suggestions? Leave us in the comments
Yeah.
below. Thanks a lot.
More 90s albums, maybe.
Yes. More 90s albums. Why not? We did Jagged Little Pill and we did Color and the Shape. So
Yeah.
we've also done Nirvana. We've done a few. There'll be more coming for sure. All right.
90s.
90s. Peace.